I be your husband? You can be whatever the hell you want, Unum. My god, when you look like that. Hello, and welcome back to Act 2 of Yandere God. This is a biblical horror dating sim with Yandere vibes, and this time we are finishing off the rest of Nulla's Act 2 route and the entirety of Unum's Act 2 route as well. So if you haven't watched the previous parts, they will be linked in the description box below and also in the comments. Let's get started. Alright, so this is after he's just deleted all of our saves. Can't I go back to the original game? No. Unless I want to. And right now, I don't feel like letting you go. Oh, please don't. I don't want to go either. Although we won't be able to access the garden since Mother will eliminate me if I keep playing with the world. We'll have to work with my memory. I'm not trying to brag, but I know many places and many worlds. Let's go to a normal city. I'm tired of seeing so many figures with their faces covered. Nulla grabs your hand and gives you a half smile, and both of you sink into the void. We'll go to a park. I think that area is safest. Safe? What does he mean by that? Does he mean that there are areas that aren't safe? Don't leave my side. If you see something different in my appearance, don't be scared. Please. Your feet touch the ground and the void begins to disappear. You look around and the place isn't as crowded as you expected. This is my favorite place. It looks relaxing. It was. He's lost his color. Nulla looks at you for a moment before responding. You assume he must be waiting for some comment from you about his appearance. I would come here after classes. Classes? Honestly, it's a bit hard to imagine Nulla as a young boy, especially having a normal routine like going to school. Wait, this has nothing to do with the garden. Maybe... Ugh. I hate that the puppet gives you ideas. Indeed, in my first life, I was a student. Innocent and foolish. Clueless. Be grateful I'm controlling my form so I don't go back to what I was before. Horrible. My hair was awful. You need to see that. I do. No, you don't need to see that. Nulla starts walking and takes your hand for you to follow him. As you both walk, you feel a presence following you. But every time you turn around, you see nothing. The good thing about this place is there's just a concept. Since there's no specific writing, the story of my old self during this time, I can change its shape as I please. That's why it's one of the safe areas. The rest of the places aren't, so I apologize if this place isn't to your liking or turns out to be boring. Well, yes, it's boring, but with you by my side, it isn't. You walk through the entire park and Nulla talks to you about who knows what, but you can't concentrate because you sense that someone is following you. Yet every time you turn around, there's nothing. You must be going crazy. You two reach an alley, and you're sure that Nulla is unaware of where he's walking on or which direction he's going. It's as if he's doing it on autopilot. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a shadow, and you can't help but feel drawn to it. Alright, I think last time we followed Nulla already, so this time we'll go to the shadow and see what happens. Curiously, you let go of Nulla's hand and head towards where the shadow is. Hey! When you arrive at the place, the shadow vanishes with a distorted laugh between two tones, one feminine and one masculine. A shiver runs down your spine. By the time Nulla reaches your side, he takes you by the shoulders. It's dangerous for you to wander off if you get lost here. It won't be easy for me to find you. No. What's happening? Nulla. The same voice reappears and Nulla tenses up instantly. A figure as white as snow forms behind the dark-haired one, remaining still, watching the two of you without making a single movement, as if it was just an image. Nulla tries to lunge towards you, but two hands materialize to stop him. As if his body were nothing but a rag, both hands tear his arms apart effortlessly. No! You scream his name. You're terrified, but even so, you won't let something worse happen to Nulla. So you try to grab his body to keep him from suffering more damage. It's nothing. Calm down. Nulla won't die from this. I just put him out of commission. Ooh, the extra hands floating around. That's so cool. You're nothing without your arms and hands. Worm. The figure slowly approaches you, taking more time than necessary. You have to get out of the Shut your mouth. Just by having said that, Nulla forcibly shuts his mouth, as if something invisible was pressing his jaw against his skull. You look prettier when you're quiet, Nulla. When the figure reaches you, you realize how tall and enormous it is. At least 3 heads above you. Moreover, its aura is unsettling, evoking feelings of rejection and repulsion. You must be Yandere. Was that your real name? Too bad I have no way to verify that information. So how's it been going for you? Is this a friendly chat? Do you like this world? Do you like the show? Leave Nulla alone. Tell me, would you like to travel to the past? Back when Nulla wasn't like this. I want you to leave him alone. I won't do anything to him. Have fun for a while. Don't take this so seriously, party pooper. Anyway, I'll do as I please. You have no control over this world. The figure brings its extra hands to your forehead and touches you gently. From now on, you'll have my eyes. Omnipotent in time and space. You're gonna lose the ability to interact with your surroundings for a while. At least until I reach my old magnum opus. After that, everything turns black. Mise en scene. When Septum was created, I had a conversation with Nulla, who agreed to stay in my garden on the condition that I never abandoned the world. He wanted to have a peaceful life for once. Anyway, at the time, Septum didn't have a physical body, because I wasn't in the mood to give him one. Besides, I wanted to see if he would do something about it or not. His longing for a physical body was obvious, and it was even more apparent when he saw the symbols interacting with their domains and others. Septum, being so human and full of emotions, noticed it, and unbelievably, so did Nulla. So they both got together to chat in search of solutions. They're so cute. I think we can use humans, but not my humans. What? Why not? I love Septum, but I would not sacrifice one of my children. They all have souls already. You told us you can move between worlds. Are there humans in those worlds? Maybe. Most worlds are usually empty, but I can try. You're the best, Nulla. Sexton gives Nulla a warm hug and they schedule another meeting in 7 days. Nulla leaves the domain to return to the void. The faster he completes his research, the sooner he can retire and stop being Septum's spokesperson in the domains from 0 to 6. So after lunch, he steps out of his house and into the void. He contemplates it before letting himself fall in. There, in the purest void of the garden, he discovered the sentence I had given Gremel, so it didn't matter what he found next. He'd already had a clear purpose: to confront me after finding a body for Septum. The worlds he visited were a joke. Some were so small that he couldn't even take a single step or breathe deeply without hitting their limits. Others were gloomier, filled with details but completely uninhabited. The rest were just skeletons. Nothing was useful, until by sheer chance, through a flaw, a small leak of light or a poorly drawn line, he arrived at my former magnum opus. Oh, it's very pretty. My lord, do you think you come to see the inauguration banquet? Now you're in my body, but I'll let you interact with my guardians. I'll do what your puppet does. It'll be fun. You focus your presence on the world where they're calling you. Oh, shit. Hi, how you doing? You come here often? And you open your eyes. Michael! Like the Archangel Michael? I love the wings. They're very, very cute. My lord, who are you? The man before you takes a moment before responding. I am Michael. You feel your body shifting. The process is odd but doesn't hurt at all. Only causes discomfort. When the transformation is complete, you realize that you're now in control of your original form, the one of your puppet. Michael watches you in awe. Oh, I see. We have our first visitor. Our Lord has spoken to us about you. He said you would arrive sometime today. It's a pleasure to have your presence in our world. Give me your hand. Give him your hand. Michael smiles again at your action. You walk side by side, and you can't help but to look at his wings when you feel them around your body as if shielding you from the sun. That's so sweet. Even though they don't touch you, a warmth and comforting calm radiates towards you. Oh, he's so pretty. Oh, I like the rapier. Our Lord has said that you might want to spend some time with Rafael. Yeah, so Archangel Rafael. Do you know him? I think so. Don't worry, Rafael doesn't bite. You reach a table full of fruit, but that's not what catches your attention. No, what captures your attention are 3 pairs of wings surrounding your vision, blocking out all the light the sky has to offer. Brother, how about we have a match? Raphael? I'm still so curious as to why Raphael looks like Septum. Zakiel told me you have the day off today. Raphael locks eyes with you as he lowers his rapier. Did you bring a prototype to the banquet? Michael's wings withdraw from around you so Raphael can take a closer look. He places his hands on your cheeks and massages them, unable to believe what he's seeing. Can we touch it? If you ask nicely. Our Lord has brought him for the world's inauguration. That's so cool, I've never met Zakiel. I suppose he wants us to interact with one before inaugurating the world. It could be. There's still time until the banquet. What do you plan to do with the human in the meantime? The Lord has given me no instructions. I can take care of them while you rest, Michael. I'm leaving. I have things to do. You assume Zakiel has no interest in looking after you. What do you say? Michael turns to you with a serene smile, radiating calm at all times. Do you want to go with Raphael? I want to go back with Nulla. Nulla? I have no records of anyone by that name. Could it be another prototype? It could be. The rest of the day passes in trivial conversation with both guardians. When night falls, the meeting place is empty. It's just you, Raphael, and Michael. There's no sign of anyone else. Minutes pass, maybe 15 or so, until a distant crash shatters the silence. Michael immediately lifts his head alert. His wings spread quickly, and his rapier materializes in his hand. Raphael, go fetch the others. He looks at you with concern before speaking. You stay here. This is a safe zone. You obey without protest. At least for a while. But when you feel they've taken too long, unease gnaws at you and compels you to move, and you decide to go in search of one of the guardians. You move forward slowly until something catches your attention. The void. There are traces of the void in this place. Nulla is nearby. Without hesitation you run, following the particles suspended in the air as if they were a trail inviting you to find Nulla. and then you see him. Oh no! Nulla with one hand, resting on an immobile body. His gaze fixed on it as if waiting for a reaction. As if he were ready to attack again at the slightest movement in the already mutilated body. You shout his name so forcefully that you feel your throat might be damaged. The sound of his name is enough to draw the gaze of the void owner upon you. Your legs act automatically. You run towards him with your arms nearly outstretched, ready to embrace him. However, Nulla sinks into the darkness and reappears before you, emerging from the ground. There's no time to process it. Suddenly, you're on the ground. A sharp pain piercing your jaw and chest. Nulla is on top of you, his hands squeeze your neck tightly as he screams. You try to explain that it's you, but it's futile. He doesn't listen. What you see now are my memories. You're a son of a bitch, you shitty scum. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. You're never satisfied with anything. You don't take anything seriously, you toy with the lives of those you create. But you're nothing. Just a pathetic representation, a puppet, the boss's lapdog. You're nothing more than a fictional character on the upper plane. And that pisses you off, doesn't it? Nulla grabs your hands and begins to pull them forcefully. Slowly wrenching your arms aside, it hurts. But you can't do anything, not even cry, because this body is not yours. I'm going to drag you into limbo with me, so that you feel what you do to your creations. You've even imprisoned Mother. I'm not going to kill you. I won't let you rest. You're nothing without your arms that help you make your shitty creations. You won't be able to escape. Nulla is tearing off your other arm when a large dark body collides with him. Oof, also wood. It's a winged monster that bites off Nulla's arm, as if making him pay for what he's done to you, tries to tear it off. And Nulla is faster and grabs one of the wings on the creature's head, mercilessly yanking it until he rips it away. Are you really going to kill him? Nulla looks at you in disbelief, as if sensing that something is not right. Your body moves on its own. With your remaining arm, you gesture, summoning 3 pairs of hands around you. One of them pierces the creature's body, extracting something from its chest, what appears to be its heart, while the others tear off its wings. After that, your body vanishes. You can use your friend's body so that Septum uses it and heals it. Otherwise, it'll die. The creature's body suddenly collapses to the ground as if losing consciousness and begins to change its shape. It's Rafael. Oh no. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little interlude. Think of it as a deleted scene that Nulla wouldn't want to show you. Nothing more to add. See you later. Enjoy your date. Both of you return to the alley. The sounds of birds and people walking confirms it to you. There's no trace of the creator. And Nulla cannot hold your gaze when you try to look at him. He chooses to look at the ground. Everything turns black. Hug him. Even though your arms entwine with his body, he doesn't react. Aww, my poor baby. I'm sorry, mi vida. Forgive me. Please, I think I need some time alone. I love you. Aww. Please, I had no idea that... No, I can't do it while you're watching me. I'll write it for you somewhere else. Please don't be scared. Please accept the message. Time to accept it. There's a file that pops up. Heart. Let's read this. I hope you don't hate me for what I did to you. Now I understand. You saw it all, didn't you? You seen everything through the eyes of the creator, and you had to read that. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking clearly. I wish I could do something to make it up to you. If this upsets you, if I disappointed you, please don't leave me alone. Please don't abandon me, and please don't forget me. No! I mean, I would never. Oh, I'm so sad. I'll see you. My game! That's so upsetting. Oh my god. Hang on, let me open the game back up. Holy crap. God, I really hope all my saves haven't been erased. Okay, thank god. Alright, we're now back to where Unum proposes to us and asks us to have his baby. Except, you don't know what you're getting into. You have no idea what the procedure will be like, but under the promise that you can live, you'll do anything. Okay, let's do it. You look so happy. Unum looks at you with his mouth open, processing what just came out of your mouth, and as if a light bulb went off inside his head. Unum suddenly grabs your cheeks and crashes his mouth against yours. His hands begin to slowly move across your body from your cheeks down to your hips and thighs. Whoa, hey! I love you. I love you. I love you. Whoa, stop, stop, stop. He's going very fast. And not to invalidate the redhead's feelings or words, but you don't think he means it. He's only known you for a few days. I've wanted you since I saw you at the hotel. I love you, I love you, I love you so much. Damn, he's crazy. But you like that. Hell yeah, I do. Then suddenly Unum stops. Shit. I forgot about consent. I think it's something important for you humans. Indeed, it is important. You have to give him points for keeping that in mind. Can we proceed? Continue. Alright. Unum slowly runs his hand across his chest, and gently he removes something shiny from it. It's a transparent spear, dripping with gold-like liquid. I had to place this inside your chest and remove it. It's my essence, so we must do it carefully. He says, smiling tenderly. You gotta put his essence inside me. Unum's probably not thinking what you were thinking. After all, Unum isn't human, except it won't hurt. Are you sure? Yes, I consulted with Sextum a while ago, and she said it's not dangerous, because it's just a small exchange that will combine both genes to form a new one. A demigod, descended from a symbol and a human. Although Unum's words calm you down a little, there's something that's been bothering you from the beginning, but I can't get pregnant. Unum looks at you strangely. Is that when female humans carry the baby? You nod your head and Unum does nothing but laugh. That won't be a problem. Whether you're biologically capable of carrying a baby or not, it won't matter because there's no need to use you as an oven. An oven? Did you just compare the pregnancy process to cooking in an oven? You don't know how to take that. You seem to just let it go because it's a totally different entity compared to a human. Sextum explained it to me and it takes a long time. The offspring will be cultivated with a new essence that will be formed. It won't affect your body or mine. Oh, so no Unum Empreg? After saying that, Unum asks once more and you, calmer, accept again. With the same sense of delicacy, Unum places the hand holding his essence on your chest and applies pressure. The place where he's pressing on starts to feel hot. Not to the point of burning or pain, but hot nonetheless. Until something inside you opens, allowing Unum to pass through your chest. Does it hurt? He asks, scared. He tries to remove his hand, but you stop him. Oh, he's so sweet. No, but it feels strange. Just a little more. Hang in there. You both remain still for a long time, and you wonder how much longer it'll take for the exchange of essences to end. Meanwhile, Unum observes your features with fascination. You know, this is decidedly less sexy than I thought it was gonna be. There's a moment when you feel like your chest starts to burn. It hurts a little, but you endure it. Nah, that's it. Unum removes his hand from your body with the previously gold-like colored essence now taking on another color. He examines it before giving you a smile that shows all his teeth with great care. He places the essence in your hands, extracting a large part of it to form two, one gold, and the one you have in your hands a beautiful red color. Upon observing it for a long time, you notice how there's movements within the essence. Something is forming. So technically, Unum and I made a soul baby. Ruby, it's time to take notes. Unum, for his part, places his essence back in his chest, guarding it. I will place the baby in a safe room. He warns you before taking the baby from your hands and carrying them out of the room. In a way, you feel this whole situation is bizarre. Your body feels heavy, as if you had to run 4 kilometers without rest. It's strange, like he's taken out a part of your body, an important part. But you are complete. There's nothing missing. If you want, you can rest here for a while, Unum says as he appears back in the room and settles into bed. You decide to lie down for a moment, and without realizing it, you close your eyes for a moment. I see that you have eaten unsanctified food. Inside you, there's a poison, spreading little by little. Sorry, I can't control how my fruits are consumed. Unum is an idiot. Oh yeah, and then I get sick. You wake up suddenly, feeling a drop of cold sweat running down your neck. Oh, he's so cute. And the first thing you see is Unum looking at you, almost inspecting you. Your breathing is constant when you rest. Impressive. Honestly, you'd rather him make these kinds of comments than have him freak out for 5 minutes wanting to break you into pieces to discover how your body works. I wouldn't mind discovering how his body works. Have you been watching me while I sleep? Yes. Is it forbidden to do so? No, but you stop when you feel your stomach turn. Something inside you burns. You get up quickly thinking you'll throw up, but the only thing that comes out of your mouth are red petals mixed with blood. What? You look closely at them. They seem to have a strange looking symbol on them. Oh, time to move. Out of the way, Yinny. What's that? You don't have time to think for a moment before a coughing attack stops you. Something scratches your throat. Yinny, don't tell me you gave them food. Eliana, I heard from Ignis and Solaris that you've been preparing food without doing the sanctification ritual. What? You have to call Sextum if you don't want this thing to die. But Sextum is in the church. You're right. What about Kincaid? He's mad at me. I'm sure he'll come, just like I will later. You're not understanding anything, and your body doesn't ask for anything more than to expel what's in your throat. But even though you're coughing constantly, nothing comes out. You're choking on the petals, and you can't take it anymore. Careful. The woman tries to go towards you but can't catch you when you fall from the bed to the floor. The fall is so strong that it makes your bones ache. The air that enters your lungs is not enough to keep you conscious. You fall unconscious. You feel hands grab you by force trying to pull you down. But something prevents you, and electricity runs through your body. You open your eyes, but the light is too bright. Oh, it's good to see King K again, and he's not dead this time. They're going to die. Unum's voice is heard in the distance. If the sun dies, and you blame me again. I already apologized. Only because Miss Ignis told you to. Their shouting is what brings you back to life. You open your eyes, and the first thing you see is an unknown entity that has one hand holding you by the shoulders, the other hand carefully touching your stomach. How the hell did they eat something unpurified? Your stomach churns again as the entity's hand gently squeezes a specific area. You can't help but drop to the ground to expel more red petals. Shit. Was it necessary to purify the food? Are you missing neurons or something? Tria said 1,000,000 times what's happening to her fruits, and you have no idea. Your wives need to eat, and you have no idea. I don't know how to cook. They're the ones who cook. So I didn't know that you have to purify food. You're so freaking stupid. Your eyes can't stay open. You stop listening to what's happening and fall back into a deep sleep. The increase in temperature is what wakes you up. You feel a thick drop of sweat running down your forehead, but you want to go back and sleep again. You're very tired. You should be grateful that this thing's biology and mine are very similar. Wait, what? That's interesting. Have you done this before? Of course. I can't be everywhere at once. There's always the chance that one of my children might eat a fruit that wasn't sanctified. You open your eyes to see what's happening, but the light is too bright. Oh, Kinkei, it's working! Unum says, as if he can't believe it. Kinkei clicks his tongue, exasperated. Don't shout, we still need to extract the main rose. A strange sensation forms on the skin covering your abdomen. Something is pushing its way up from your stomach with urgency. It doesn't hurt, but it feels uncomfortable. Spit it out here. Your vision is filled by a hand waiting with an open palm for something, and that something doesn't take long to arrive as you throw up a perfectly intact rose from your mouth. It's disgusting, but judging by Kinkei's face, he doesn't think the same. In fact, he looks completely indifferent, as if he doesn't care about holding a rose covered in saliva and gastric juices, as if he had done this countless times before. It's exactly the same. I really don't understand the difference between mine and Sextum's. Their biology is very similar. Yours don't think. Unum replies playfully. You're the one who doesn't think. Look at his face! This guy is about to get his butt kicked. Kinkei quickly stands up and grabs Unum by his clothes. The redhead just laughs, downplaying Kinkei's anger. If I hear you say that one more time, I swear I'll break that hybrid you're hiding. The what? Oh yes, our little baby. His smile vanishes completely as he looks down at Kinkei, utterly serious. And how do you know about them? I can hear another heartbeat besides us humans. Unum remains still, staring intently at Kinkei. Whether due to the difficulty of not holding his gaze against the sun or simple discomfort, Kinkei clicks his tongue, letting go and pushing him away. I suppose Sextum already told you that I'll be the one making the change. Yes. Then, Unum smiles again. Do you want to see them? No thanks. I'll return to my domain. If you need any help in any unfamiliar situation, you can call me or Sextum. We're all aware about this. Without another word, Kinkei leaves the room. Unum remains thoughtful for a moment before giving you a knowing look. Now comes the hard part. Cultivating a god. What do you mean? Isn't that how you say it? Say what? When you have to take care of something until it's ready. That's called raising. Perfect. Let's raise a god. But I'm gonna need your help. Oh, we really are just parents, aren't we? I still don't understand how organic life goes through changes that allow it to grow and improve. I've never seen it for myself. So I suppose you know a little more about this. You do whatever it takes to save your skin. And if that means playing happy family with the sun god, you do it without hesitation. Yes, count on me. Unum smiles without showing his teeth. His expression is tender, nothing like the looks he used to give you. Aww. The day passes quickly, and incredibly, you find yourself accompanied by Unum and his wives. Even though the heat is becoming increasingly hard to bear, it's nothing that can truly hurt you. A little heat doesn't kill anyone, right? You look around and see 3 pairs of eyes fixed on you. Eliana, Ignis, and Solaris. Even though they stare at you as if they want to devour you, they remain quite respectful and calm, unlike Unum. Unum asks his wives to show him how to purify food, because according to him, both you and the baby should eat without worrying about poisoning from the tree. You have to bring your hands together around the fruits, and you must sing to the essence of Tria. Without further explanation, Ignis starts singing in a language that you do not understand. Both you and Unum stare in amazement as the fruit begins to glow. Then, you witness a seal shattering midair. When Tria's seal is broken, the fruit can be consumed. Maybe the little god doesn't face as mortal a risk as Yinny when eating unsanctified fruits, but the risk is always there. Maybe it's like us. Don't assume without knowing, dear. Today we'll cook, but starting tomorrow, you'll do it. You'll cook for everyone. What? For a moment, you think she's talking to you. But then you realize that Eliana's eyes are fixed on Unum. Oh, that's fine, yeah, make him cook. So pay attention. After an intense cooking class, where you have to constantly redirect Unum's attention to the explanation, everyone gathers around the table to eat. Then you all begin eating. The atmosphere is homely, even more so than your mind could imagine, and that scares you a little. Unum's wives talk a lot. Too much. So much that you struggle to follow them, though Unum doesn't. He pays attention to everything they say, occasionally asking questions but never interrupting. Oh, so he's a good husband? That's so cute. You're in a daze. Tomorrow, we'll go with Due to check on Orion's belt. It's been a long time since you've been there. I don't like that Due refers to you by your assigned names. You're no longer her property. Yes, we are. Unum, we've already talked about this. Unum lets out a sigh, clearly displeased and overwhelmed by the situation. I still don't understand how it doesn't bother you. You're free. You're no longer under anyone's command. That only applies when Due isn't around. And we still have responsibilities. But we don't mind Unum. Eliana takes Unum's hand tenderly, caressing the back of it with her thumb. No wonder Unum was so mad as well, because Nulla was wearing Eliana's skin. Unum, on the other hand, swallows his words, choosing not to argue any further. By the time you're finished, Unum and you clear the dishes to wash them while the wives say their goodbyes and wish you good night. Did they have other names? Yes. Due gives them names when creating them. Usually she just assigns a number. But if they're brilliant and perform well, Due names them with honors. What were they called? Anatak, Analam, and Mintaka. They're beautiful names, but they are names that are under ownership. When they came with me, I asked them to choose their own. Aww. I see. Your name. Was it imposed on you? The name you gave me when you were with Nulla. Does that count as imposed? You changed the subject to avoid answering his questions. You don't know if Unum catches the hint or not, but he plays along. He's so excited and so cute. Time passes as you discuss how to sanctify food, while Unum shows you what he learned with an apple. And incredibly, he manages to break the seal. With a smile revealing all his teeth, he offers it to you. Except, you grab the apple and take a big bite. After chewing, you smile, baring your teeth just as he does. Unum blushes and laughs heartily. Eventually, you feel tired and Unum takes you to your room. Unum glances at you for a second while you're already under the sheets and then suddenly approaches. When you sleep, what does that feel like? It's a bit difficult to answer with his face so close to yours. How do you answer someone who can't or doesn't need to sleep? Explain in detail. You take a deep breath and begin explaining what it feels like to sleep, why you must sleep and what happens during sleep. You explain the existence of dreams, emphasizing that you don't always remember them. While you speak, you notice Unum reclining on the bed watching you with his eyes wide open. He's so cute. His attention is entirely on you, catching every word you utter, just as he did when his wives were talking at the table. He looks cute. In a moment, Unum's expression shifts to one of distress. Do you think the baby can dream? I wish they could experience that. It sounds liberating. I think they'll be able to dream. Oh, so cute! Do you really believe that? You nod and Unum pounces on you to give you a hug and a kiss. I'm so happy. It scares you a bit that he takes your words as absolute truth. Unum clears his throat, a bit embarrassed by his remark. You should rest now. See you in a few hours. Good night. He kisses you on the forehead and leaves the room. You ponder for a long time over the conversation with Unum. The names here are important, more important than you thought. If Unum's wives belong to Due, then the symbols must also belong to someone. Could that someone be Septum? I'm so keen to play through Septum's route. Maybe tomorrow you should ask why names are so important, and why Unum doesn't feel comfortable calling his wives by their original names. Little by little, your eyes begin to close, and you sink into a deep sleep. Yinny! Yinny! Two hands grab you by the shoulders, urgently shaking you. I went to check the baby and there's something off about them. No, not our baby! You had to blink a few times to fully wake up and understand what the redhead is saying. What? There's something off about the baby. Without another word, Unum grabs your hand and drags you out of the bed. Unum does his best to explain amid panic and nerves what's happening with the baby. But you don't understand anything. You just need 5 minutes of peace. Please, just 5 minutes to ponder the choices that led you here. Is it normal for it to move so much? Why is he asking you this? Knowing that neither of you has any idea how a baby created from a combination of souls develops. I don't know. Hasn't Sextum explained the development process of this thing to you? This thing? It's a baby! You don't know what makes the comment funnier. Unum's face, or the fact that the thing he's clearly pointing at isn't a baby. It's a weird mass. It's a transparent mass that moves as if it were feeling discomfort, and you don't even know if it's capable of feeling anything yet. I think it needs to stabilize. We both have to take it. Whoa! You hope that Sexton told him this and that he's not just making it up. Oh god, I hope so. Jesus. As you approach, you feel an immense burst of heat, not pleasant as the warmth radiating from Unum's body. No, this heat is unbearable. Put your hand in the— Oh no, do I? Do I stick the hand in? Yeah, okay. Together with Unum, you both place your hands on the mass. You feel a tingling in your fingers and arm, but it doesn't hurt or burn. So this is like the birth of a star. You're unable to answer Unum as a flash clouds your eyes. It's so bright that you have to shut them tightly to avoid blindness. An intense heat surrounds and embraces you, as if the sun's rays were piercing your skin, softly kissing you for an extended time. Then the glow ceases. When you open your eyes, Unum shouts, Did it split? Oh no, we're having twins! Indeed, the mass is no longer one, but two. You hear the door slam open. My Lady Due, you cannot enter this room without notifying us. I don't want you to speak. I'll attack. Hey, don't be mean to her. Eliana grimaces in pain, her lips pressed tightly shut. Unum turns to see Due entering through the door, followed by Eliana. You don't have permission to give orders in my domain. Give her voice back. Right now. After this, Due ignores the order, moving closer to you. I must assist in the birth of these binary stars. They are not yours. Septum has ordered me to assist with whatever is needed. Now a Septum can go eat my butt, and my assistance is needed now. You are not qualified for this. Unum doesn't get a chance to retort as Due adds, her voice laced with venom. You're very egocentric, especially since those around you are even better than you. Stronger and larger, but not suitable for giving space to organic life. Due pulls your hand away from the mass and asks Unum for space so that she can do her work. Reluctantly, Unum takes a few steps back with you. When he deems the distance safe, he moves in front of you, covering your body with his own. He is so sweet. Oh my god. Genuinely, he's such an attentive husband. You assume it must be for protection, and Due places both hands on each of the masses, and with one swift pull, a glow far brighter than before emerges. Unum covers your eyes with his arm. Aww. God, he makes it so easy to fall in love with him. A deathly silence follows and the room's temperature becomes unbearable, and a baby's cry shatters the silence followed by a much weaker one. What is this? Like a fisherman. Due holds two creatures by their feet. Both cry because of the position they're in. You feel yourself sweating, and your vision starts to blur. The hot air only deepens your desperation with each passing second. That's not how you hold them, you brute. Oh, look at him with the babies. Oh, that makes him so attractive for some reason. Taken aback, Due hands the two entities to Unum, who cradles them as one would a human baby. Is this a human? No, they are hybrids. I thought a god, already ready to claim their rank, would emerge from here. Not this. That doesn't matter. You'll have a god ready after a while. I suppose Septum knows you're playing at being human. Due watches the small entities in Unum's arms. The atmosphere is tense. They're yours. You need to give them names. Now, you can't take it any longer. Unum seems to notice how unwell you are. With a tremor of nervousness in his voice, he asks you to leave the room for a moment. He gestures for you to step out into the garden for some fresh air, and you do so without a word of protest. You trudge towards the door leading to the garden and sit down on one of the nearby benches. You take a deep breath and close your eyes. Here the air is fresh, and you don't feel your lungs burning as you breathe in. You glance at your hands, and something starts to worry you. It's not their color, since Septum also bears those marks. No, what worries you is that you begin to feel less in them. You have no sensation in your fingertips. The sensitivity in that area is almost non-existent. Although you can move your fingers, something inside you tells you that sooner or later you'll lose that ability. If you tell Unum about this, will he be able to help you? Honestly, Unum doesn't seem so frightening now, but you suspect it's because you've been with him for a while. And perhaps you've grown accustomed to his odd presence and personality, and honestly, he's been very, very cute. He's not bad, just peculiar and a bit violent when he's hungry. Could it be viable for you to stay here? If you try to escape, will you have any other option to survive? No, I'm gonna stay with Unum. Yes, it's the best you can do. You don't know what's beyond this garden, nor what the world or society out there is like. To top it all off, you smell like a human. According to what you've seen and heard, and that's not good for you. You're an easy target. Do you have permission to be outside? You recognize that voice. You lift your gaze and see Septum standing next to you, looking over your shoulders. Greet him. Good morning. Septum smiles contentedly. Answer my question. Okay, you don't have to be a weeder. Oh, right. Unum asked me to go out for some air. The room we were in wasn't very pleasant. Too much heat. I imagine. Humans can't withstand the power of so many stars for very long, let alone newly formed stars. If you hadn't gone out, you'd probably be dead by now. You want to ask if he's come to see the hybrids, but you're afraid of how he might react. Let's go see them. Unum's hybrids. They're yours too. Yes, I want to see them. The walk back is awkward. Septum makes no effort to engage in conversation, and you're sure that if you speak first without his permission, he'll get angry. Inside Unum's residence, you encounter his wives who are outside the room. Noticing Septum's presence, all three lower their heads in greeting. Aladak, has the situation stabilized? Eliana remains silent, and Septum appears to understand why as he gestures with his hands. Her lips relax, and she replies, Lady Due has stabilized the new stars. It is now safe for Yinny. Good. The door to the room opens by itself and Septum makes his way through. Due? Unum? I remind you that it's crucial for Yinny to be present at the most critical moments. I will not tolerate them being taken away from them again. Due stands up straight. as if a low-ranking soldier were witnessing a general's arrival. Septum, my apologies. I asked them to leave because the energy in this room is too condensed. I know. But I need you to observe the development of both gods. Are they stable yet? Yes. Okay. Due. We're leaving now. Unum. Yes? I want an audience with you tonight. Whoa, can I come? In more ways than one? Septum exits the room with Due, with a quick look in your direction. Unum doesn't move until he senses that both symbols are far away. Then he smiles. Look! Aww! He comes towards you holding both creatures in his arms. They have a pulse, just like you, though their heart rate is very much different from yours. They're so cute! You still can't hold them, their bodies are still too warm. You could burn your hands. Oh, you have to be content with just watching them closely. As you lean in, you once again notice the heat radiating from both babies' bodies. What are their names? I'd like to wait until they're old enough, so they can choose their own names. Why? I want them to be free. Let them do as they please until... Unum cuts himself off before finishing the sentence, and then he laughs nervously. Septum says they'll grow fast. Maybe tomorrow they won't be this little. You two spend most of your time taking care of the babies. Well, you instruct Unum on how to care for them as you still can't touch them. And you confirmed it yourself when you tried to touch one of their cheeks. You burned your hand. Unum almost calls Kincaid to come and heal you, but you told him it's not necessary. When night falls, Unum excuses himself, saying he must do something important and he takes both babies with him. He asks you to rest and sleep so you'll have all the energy you need tomorrow. So you rest. What a good dad. Is this the part where I start calling him daddy? You dream. For the first time in your short existence in this small world, you dream. You're in a dark place, and you hear a voice, but you can't make out what it's saying. You know how or when, but it's already the next day. And the first thing you see when you open your eyes is your hands. It's spreading! The darkness has devoured more skin. Oh my god! Unum, you're so cute. Unum, you are so cute, and you're way too comfortable being shirtless around me. Not that I hate it. The second thing your eyes spot is Unum lying next to you, watching you intently. You're an amazing creature. Aw, thank you. You're quite pretty too. I never thought I could be the husband of a human. Aw, we're so official right now. Husband? How many steps has this man skipped? Since when does he think that you're in a relationship? Is it just like that with all the symbols? Or is it just Unum who has no idea how relationships work? You let out a laugh at how strange it is to be in this relationship. Unum looks at you confused. Do you want to be my husband? Aren't we already? You can't help but let out a laugh from your throat. But we've even had children, and you live with me. I mean, we haven't gotten, formally married yet though. According to what I've read, that's more than enough to call us spouses. You let out another laugh. Don't laugh. Alright. I don't know how relationships work among the garden people, but we humans need time and agreements before we earn that title. Could you explain it to me? There's no book here that explains that to you. You have no trouble explaining to Unum what it takes to become your husband, though you emphasize that it's different for everyone. If I try, could I be your husband? You can be whatever the hell you want, Unum. My god, when you look like that. You're so sweet. Yes, Unum smiles, baring all his teeth triumphantly. I wanted to show you the rest of my domain today, but Septum said it's dangerous for you to go out. So I'll have to stay in the temple until the stars have grown. I don't want to miss a thing. Not a single moment of their development. Are you excited? Of course. Besides, I have you by my side, which makes it even better. We're like the families that Sexton love to watch grow. No, we could invite her when she finishes her prayers. Unum gets out of bed and looks at you excitedly. The girls are taking care of them while we make breakfast. Well, it seems that Unum is taking Eliana's words seriously. Incredible. You walk to the kitchen, and Unum performs a sanctification ritual before starting to prepare breakfast. God, we love a man who just listens to his wives. Oh, he's so cute. You help him with some tasks, but he does most of the work precisely, replicating what the girls prepared the day before. And after a while of cooking, breakfast is ready. Puffing out his chest, Unum looks at the result with pride, but instantly he deflates like a balloon. Oh, I miss watching my wives cook. I see you did quite well. Solaris enters through the door with a half smile. It seems that you'll now be in charge of cooking, dear. Only if you join me. We'll think about it. Do you need help setting the table? Yes, please. It's strange. This is so totally strange. You never imagined that living with them would be so normal. Where did that Unum, so overexcited about everything, go? The one who used to try and attack you at the slightest reaction of your body. What's the catch? Could it be that they'll end up eating you? After all, they are entities that eat human flesh. Are you really playing at being happy family? Yandere? Yes? Can human babies eat at the table? What? Honestly, I can't imagine them sitting at the table with a fork and knife in their hands. Their hands are still very small, and they don't have much coordination with them. Well, they have no coordination at all. You take another deep breath before answering. And remember that Unum is an entity completely opposite to you, who only knows about humans from what he's read, and God knows what he's been reading. The days pass quickly, faster than you'd ever care to admit. With Unum and his wives at home, there's never a moment when you're alone. There's always something to do. There's always something pleasant. Not always. Can you peel this? I have to go ask Ignis something. Of course. When you take the knife and fruit in your hand, you realize that perhaps not only is the color of your skin changing, but also the mobility of your fingers. No! Am I just reverting back to being a puppet entirely? You find it hard to coordinate and apply pressure, but you can still do it. You're about to finish peeling when Unum appears behind you, touching your shoulders. You do it better than I do, and that's enough to distract you, causing you to cut the palm of your hand with the knife. The cut is deep, and blood flows out in concerning amounts. Then everything descends into chaos. You're thankful that Unum didn't rip your hand off in one bite. Let's be honest. You know that what he really wanted to do at that moment was to eat you whole. Whoa! From head to toe, by the 4th day, little by little you start opening up to each of Unum's wives. And like the redhead, they're eager to learn more about humans. They honestly seem really sweet. Thanks to them, you discover that both babies need to be together. They're binary stars, which means that they're permanently linked by a tail in an endless dance, Ignis once said, though there is great concern on the girls' faces when they talk about it. Every time you ask them why, they change the subject. On the 5th day, you discover their original names. And if you focus your gaze on the children, you can see a tail. Sirius. This is the name that they both share. Eliana explained to you that this is because they were born at the same time, but you shouldn't worry because it will only be a name that no one will use after both gods choose their own names. You can't spend too much time with them in one room, because their presence burns your skin and prevents you from breathing normally. At least now, you can carry them for a short time, and you can't help but think they're cute. They both resemble Unum. They don't physically resemble you at all. And when you mention this to Unum, he just laughs. That's that meme! I spent 9 months carrying this baby and he looks like his stupid father. He's so cute. God, Unum looks so good when he's holding a baby. It's like perfect husband material. Look, he's such a natural. I didn't expect him to be so caring and sweet. You vividly remember the words that came from the sun god at that moment. They both share a heart and essence similar to yours. And that is 1,000 times better than if they had an appearance similar to mine. Why? Because now I can feel your heart, accompanied by 2 more melodies. Oh, I love him. They're different, but theirs comes from yours, and together they create the most beautiful symphony I've ever seen. Aww. You still can't believe that Unum said that to you. Every time you remember it, you feel your cheeks warm up. On the 7th day, a Sunday, Septum comes to see your babies. He looks at them for just a second, and then turns his gaze to you. Your hands. It's nothing. I'll find a solution for that. Oh, thank you, Septum. Without explanation, he leaves. Now the Septums mention it, Unum says as he approaches to inspect your hands. Your hands and arms have changed over time. What's wrong with them? Say nothing and hug him. Oh. He looks so happy. Hey. Yeah? I've been watching Sirius sleep, and I think they dream. They move and make gestures while they sleep. Just imagine what they dream about. Thank you so much for giving me this change. You're truly the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Aww. Unum starts to move closer to wrap you in his arms. He's so tall and his build is so massive that you can't help but feel dwarfed in comparison. Oh, massive, huh? His embrace is warm, and the thought that he could rip a piece of your skin off with his teeth at any moment refuses to leave your mind. I really like having you here. I love your warmth, your scent, and your heartbeat. The fact that you're mortal and ever-changing. Oh my god. Oh. God, he's so pretty. Unum looses his grip slightly to take one of your hands. Oh, wow. And he inspects it while tracing the scab that formed on you with his thumb. And how adaptable you are. Yeah, you wanna see how adaptable I can really be? I'll show you. I can accommodate a lot, if you know what I mean. Well, if I say nothing, I don't want him to let me go. Without warning, wow! Without warning, he takes your hand to his mouth and licks it. Your heart is racing, but you're not sure if it's from fear or something else. Something else. It's from something else. Wow. Wow. His face draws dangerously close to yours, but you also make me want to devour you. Yes. Remember that time you cut yourself peeling the fruit with a knife? It was terrible. If I didn't like you so much, I probably would have gutted you right then. Okay, thank you. What kind of comment is that? And why does he say it like it's a compliment? But don't worry, I'll take care of you. Without further explanation than a smile, Unum presses a kiss to your lips. Days pass, and you find it hard to believe how quickly the children grow. You've gotten used to calling them the children instead of their original names. Now that they can walk, you spend most of your days in the gardens with them, since it's still too dangerous to be indoors with them for long periods of time. The energy they release is very unstable and dangerous for a body like yours. Oh, Oh, look at them run. They're adorable. It's adorable to see them playing and interacting with each other or with the girls. And yet there's something that's been worrying you for a while now. Something that neither Unum nor the girls have shown any interest in explaining or discussing. So you assume it's normal. But it still worries you. And the more they grow, the more they tend to stick together, their tails entwined. They can spend entire days clinging to each other's tails. Ask Unum. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Unum, be honest with me. You tell the children you'll be in for a second, that you'll be right back. You search for Unum in the temple hallways and find him in the kitchen with Solaris, who's advising him on how to improve his latest meal. Out of curiosity, you pause to listen to part of their conversation. You need to improve your singing, my son. If you sing off key, it might even affect the taste. His voice wavers between laughter and tenderness, yet he can't help but let out a small chuckle at the end. Are you telling me I sing badly? Maybe. And that's all it takes for Unum to burst out with the big laugh he's been holding back. Yinny, do you think I do the chants badly? You jumped a little. You can't believe how Unum detected you. It's not that you do them badly, just that you're off key. Answer in favor of Unum and ask about the children. No, Unum sings well. Solaris laughs again, even louder, and between laughs says, there's no need to lie just to get along. Can I ask something? It's about the children, and that alone is enough to get both of their attention back on you. And you don't need a verbal response as I simply look at you waiting for your question. Is it normal for them to have their tails intertwined all the time? It's something binary stars do. Solaris knows more about it. We don't have tails. But according to what Due told us when we accompanied her to the birth of the binary stars, the union of both tails is their way of maintaining their gravitational balance. So it also works as a, method of communication between the two stars. Yes, exactly. And don't worry, it's normal. You spend the rest of the day resting with the girls while Unum takes care of the children. You're no longer afraid to leave them with him, as Unum has proven to be a very good caretaker, incredibly against all odds. Sunday arrives once again and Septum appears once more. You don't like that you can't be present during the children's growth checkup, but Unum can, so you don't worry more than necessary, deciding to wait outside the room. About 30 minutes pass and they still hadn't come out. It's nothing to worry about. After an hour passes, the girls arrive to keep you company. They say nothing, which makes you start to break into a cold sweat. Why are they here? And why do they look so tense? So what if they don't pass the checkup? Be quiet, don't even think about it. I'm sorry. What will happen if they don't pass the checkup? You're about to panic and scream to ask what they mean when the door to the room opens. The two children come out and run towards you laughing as if they're celebrating something you don't know about. Septum walks out with both arms behind his back with Unum following behind him. They have their names now, all present. Unum, Alnatak, Mintaga, and Unum must refer to them by these new names from now on. It is strictly forbidden to call them by their original names. An inexplicable pressure runs through your body. From the tension on Unum's face, you know you're not the only one who felt it. Serious, you may introduce yourselves. My name is Noor, and I am called Shams. Pleased, Septum bids farewell in a monotone and distant voice. Those movements and expression maintain the elegance characteristic of his being. Why is he the only one allowed to refer to them by their imposed names? And Unum isn't allowed to. You feel the reason behind such an order, but for now you can do nothing. Can we go to the garden to play? Your attention shifts to the children who look at you pleadingly, their tails intertwined. They are so cute. They must eat first. The response you get is a chorus of childish tantrums. But they accept, realizing they won't gain anything from it. Life here is not so bad. End of Act 2. In the process of elaboration, you'll have to wait a while to find out how this ends. That was so cute. I'm gonna go back and do some of Unum's other choices. Okay. This time, what if we don't put our hand there? You don't put your hands down. You don't plan to burn yourself. Let Unum do it. Is your last thought before hearing a rumble like an explosion? Oh, I think we die. Bad end, explosion. Yep, we just straight up die. Alright, this time we'll escape. It's now or never. Now no one is watching you, you're practically just a few meters away from your freedom. Who cares about the possible problems you might face out there for being a human? What matters is that you're free. You really are an idiot. Septum cuts off your head. Bad end, meters from your freedom. God damn it. He was really hot though. Alright, and this time what if we say let me go please? Unum ignores you. Whoa. But you also make me want to devour you. Remember that time you cut yourself peeling the fruit with a knife? It was terrible. If I didn't like you so much, I probably would have gutted you right then and there. Alright, so this is just the same. Nothing changes. He kisses you again. Okay. Alright, this time, what happens if we don't consult anything? You don't think it's anything that concerning to consult the others about? If it were a problem, Unum would have already discussed it with you to keep you informed. Okay, so yeah, we're back to the checkup. If we're going back to the checkup and we don't consult, I might just see what happens when we ask the girls this time. You let the children know you step inside for a moment and be right back. You don't need to search as you spot the figures leaving their residence, so you run towards them. It's just Ignis and Eliana. Solaris is not with them. Little human, has something happened? Ignis asks with a hint of fear in her voice. Seeing you run and pant must be an unusual sight. No, it's nothing. It's just that something about the children worries me. What worries you, dear? They're so nice to me now, I like them. No matter how many times Eliana calls you dear, every time she does you feel a tingling sensation in your stomach. Is it normal for them to have their tails intertwined all the time? And both women watch you in silence before responding, and Eliana's smile falters for a second. Binary stars use their tails to stabilize themselves and keep their gravitational field in good condition. If they don't, one of them could be absorbed by the other. By connecting their tails, their power is balanced and evenly distributed. It also helps with strengthening their emotional bond. That's right. It's nothing to worry about. They do it instinctively. You spend the rest of the day resting with the girls while Unum takes care of the children. You're no longer afraid to leave them with him, as Unum has proven to be a very good caretaker, incredibly against all odds. Sunday arrives once again, and Septum appears once more. Alright, okay, so I think that's the only major difference. Alright, so, now that we've seen both Nulla and Unum's route, I want to go back here, because I haven't gone either with Michael or Rafael, and I want to check these out and see what happens. Let's pick I want to stay by your side. Okay. Rafael, good train for now. I'll join you in a bit. Yes, sir. Michael takes you to the lake, and he watches the water ripple. He tells you about his days. His voice is serene, calm, and has a mesmerizing effect on you. It makes you want to keep listening, until Michael falls silent for a long moment. You're from another world, aren't you? Tell the truth. Upon confirming his suspicion, Michael loses his smile, replacing it with an expression of disappointment. I see. The rest of the day is spent in trivial conversation, and you realize that Michael's company brings you great tranquility. When night falls, the meeting place is empty. It's just you, Rafael, and Michael. There's no sign of anyone else. Okay, so then it goes back to Nulla attacking this place. Alright, so I want to go and see what happens when we lie to him. My apologies, I thought... No, it's nothing. Okay, alright, so... yeah, it's just a little change. This time, let's go with... Rafael. Okay, I need you here by dusk. Don't take too long. I don't want the Lord to have to wait for you. Understood. Rafael seems so happy. Rafael takes you to a nearby hill, from where you can see the entire area. It's a floating island surrounded by clouds. The scenery is beautiful. Rafael inquires about your physiology, and with each question, 2 more seem to arise. He's curious and doesn't hesitate in showing it. Oh, he's so pretty. The more questions he asks, the more you feel compelled to ask your own, and his wings, which appear softer than they seem, don't help. Oh, you can touch my wings if you wish. Strokes. Rafael noticed your desires. So you agree, a bit embarrassed about being caught. That's so pretty, so cute. The rest of the day is spent in trivial conversation, and you realize that Rafael is a very emotional and sensitive being. When night falls, the meeting place is empty. It's just you, Rafael, and Michael. There's no sign of anyone else. Alright, so we are back to here then. Alright, now one last thing. What if I say no? Then leave. What are you doing wasting your time on something that neither entertains nor interests you? Although I know you'll come back sooner or later. I'll leave you a little gift on page 1 of your saves. Oh? Since Nulla has erased everything. In case you want to access this route in the future. See you. Oh, there goes my game. Alright, let's open it back up. Let's see what's on page 1. What the hell? Oh, it's just a bunch of saves that lead back to this point. That is so cool. Okay, if we follow Nulla... yeah. Oh, he calls us out this time. Boring. I've left you a little gift in case you want to try the other options. Believe me, it's more interesting than it looks. Check your saves. Maybe you'll have time to take a look at them sometime. Don't worry. I have all the time in the world. Yeah, and then this, the little girl shouts out and asks if we know Rafael. Have you seen Rafael? He said he'd be here at 2. Nulla. That shouldn't have happened. I'm sorry, but I have to go. I will erase everything that happened here. See you. Goodbye, Nulla. That's so cool. Alright. I believe we have finally covered everything in Nulla's Act 2 and also Unum's Act 2 route as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. It was so nice to see another side of both Nulla and Unum, and a little bit into the past, in regards to Rafael and Michael as well, because that was very, very cool. Particularly Nulla, I feel so bad for him because it felt like he really wanted to hide who he was in the beginning when he was distressed and disoriented and wasn't quite sure of how he was or how things were. And you can tell how genuinely heartbroken as to what's happened. And it made me so sad. He finally confessed to us and said that he loves us, but he just looks so heartbroken. So I hope in Act 3, because I know he has a tough time in this route and he has a tough time in the other route as well, the main route. I really hope that we can manage to comfort him and stay with him and reassure him that everything's okay. And I just want a happy ending with this man. He's so sad. I feel so bad for him. On the other hand, Unum, I didn't expect Unum to genuinely be so sweet and caring. I love the relationship that he has with his wives, and I love how integrated we've become, like, with him and his wives, and how his wives are also really nice and kind to us as well. It genuinely does feel like a big happy family, although I'm very nervous as to why Septum is the only one that's allowed to call them serious, and there's definitely some stuff going on there, so I'm definitely very worried. I will say we still haven't seen Tria, I believe, which is the last symbol. I believe that's the one that we haven't seen yet. Hopefully in Act 3 we'll be able to see them. But thank you so much for experiencing this story with me. I love To Eat a God. It's absolutely one of my huge favorites, and I adore it so much. If you guys like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. And I will jump into Septum's video and have that ready for you guys to watch as well. But thank you so much for the adventure. And if you want to watch the previous parts, the link to the playlist will be in the description box and also in the comments below. But that's all for now. And until next time, take care.